All right, 1.7, solve absolute value equations and inequalities. Remember, absolute value is the distance the number is from 0 on the number line. So we'll go through solving how to solve those, how to graph those, and give you, you guys have already done this before, but it's easy to mess these up and forget how to do these. So basically, absolute value has two equations, okay? You have a negative equation, which I'm going to write first, equals -7, and you have the positive equation. So you have x minus 5 equals -7, x minus 5 equals 7. Both sides, you just add 5, you get x equals -2, add 5, x equals 12. And those are your two answers. You can plug them back in mentally and check them. -2 minus 5 is -7, absolute value -7 is +7. Plug 12 in, 12 minus 5 is 7, absolute value of 7 is 7. Solve an absolute value equation, we just talked about that. Oh, sorry, we're supposed to graph the solution on this one, so go back, graph the solution. So -2, we got 0, -2, we got 12, and then just fill in the circles if they say graph that. Pretty easy, okay? So, we're going to graph or solve this one. Again, I like to do my negative equation first, just so I don't forget it. 5x minus 10 equals -45, and 5x minus 10 equals +45. So, add 10 to both sides, get 5x equals -35, divide by 5, x equals -7. And this one we add 10 to get 55, divide by 5, x equals 11. So those will be our two answers on that one. Extraneous solution. Sometimes we solve an absolute value equation, it's possible for a solution to be extraneous. Extraneous solution is a parent solution that must be rejected because it does not satisfy the original equation. That means you plug it back in, it doesn't work. Okay? So a lot of times when you have an absolute value and it's equal to something with an x, a lot of times it might mean there's an extraneous solution. Not all the time, but a lot of times it will. So we do the same thing we have been doing. 2x plus 12 equals -4x. I like doing the negative one first. And 2x plus 12 equals +4x. So then we subtract 2x, subtract 2x. We got 12 equals -6x. Divide by -6, divide by -6. -2 equals x. Then we have subtract 2x, subtract 2x. 12 equals 2x. Divide by 2, 6 equals x. So, if we plug 6 back in, it works. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 12 is 24. So, you get the absolute value of 24 is 24. It equals 4 times 6 is 24. So, that checks out. But if you plug in -2, right off the bat, 4 times -2 is -8. So, right off the bat, I should know that I can't have an absolute value equal to a negative number. Everything in absolute value at the end of it is going to make it positive. So if we do the other side, 2 times -2 plus 12, which that gives you -4 plus 12, absolute value equals -8. And that gives us 8, absolute value of 8 equals -8. We get 8 equals -8. Well, that doesn't work, okay? 8 does not equal -8. So -2 is extraneous. So you have to cross out that answer. And circle the x equals 6 answer, okay? So if it's on a test, I guarantee if it's multiple choice on a test, they're going to give you both answers. And if you answer the one with both answers, you're going to be wrong. You have to answer the only one that has a 6 as the answer. If you answer the one with -2, you're going to be wrong, okay? Okay, work on those. Inequalities. You can solve absolute value inequality by writing it as a compound inequality that's solving each part. Actually, I'm going to go back and start giving you guys this odds or even on these to cut down on the work. Okay? So inequalities, okay? Solve an absolute value inequality by rewriting it as a compound inequality. Notice how every time it's less than or equal to, it's an and statement. That means that the lines bridge together. But every time its absolute value is greater than, it's an or statement, and the lines split apart, okay? So that's the main thing you need to know. And also doing a negative one first helps a lot. Okay, so again, we got 4x plus 5 is greater than 13. So I'm going to start, what you have to do on that one to write the negative answer is you have to flip the sign. So you write 4x plus 5 is less than negative 13. And then you write the original one, the positive answer, 4x plus 5 is greater than 13. So you have to flip the sign on the negative one. You have to make a negative and you also flip the inequality sign. So you subtract 5 and divide by 4. 4x is less than negative 18. Divide by 4, divide by 4. X is less than negative 9 halves, which what is that? 2 goes in there 4 times. And so negative 4 and 1/2. Okay, negative 4 and 1/2. This, if it's greater than, it should be a or statement. So we'll write an or right here, and you'll see that in a second. Subtract 5 on this one, subtract 5, 4x is greater than 8, divide by 4, divide by 4, x is greater than 2. So you can see it's an or statement. Let me circle this. Because can a number be less than negative 4 and 1/2 and greater than 2 at the same time? No. So it has to be an or statement. So then you just graph it and you split it apart. You have 0, you got 2, you have, so you got negative 5, you got negative 4, so negative 4 and 1/2 will go right here. And you got 2 right here. Sorry, that should be an open circle. So you got open circle right here, got open circle right here, and you got them going opposite directions. Okay. And that's how you solve it and graph that. So every or statement should split apart, and you can see how the graph will look. Again, you can just do odds. Okay. I just thought of this, deflate gate. NFL states that football must be inflated to an air pressure of 12.5 to 13.5 pounds per square inch. Write an equation using absolute value inequality. Okay? So how you would do this is, first thing you do is find the mean, which 13.5 minus 12.5 is 1. And then you would divide that. Hold on a second. All right, check that. You're supposed to add these and find the mean of the extremes. So it's pretty easy to see what the mean of these extremes are. But 13.5 plus 12.5, 25, 26, divided by 2 is 13. So that's the average. So what you're going to do is put the average in the middle. It's going to be x minus the average, 13. Okay? So x minus the average football should weigh 13 pounds. And then the difference has to be less than or equal the distance of the extremes to that. So if you do the most it can weigh, 13.5 minus 13, you get 0.5. So the distance has to be between 0.5. So x minus 13, if it's less than, so if I pick 14, for example, if I put 14 in here, the ball weighs 14 pounds, minus 13, and I get 1. Is 1 less than or equal to 0.5? No. Okay, so that ball would be illegal. If I'm like Tom Brady and I pick a ball that's way too deflated, I pick a ball that's 12 pounds, okay, and a 12 minus 13 is less than or equal to 0.5, and I go absolute value negative 1 is less than or equal to 0.5, and then is 1 less than or equal to 0.5? No. Okay? So you can kind of see how the deflate gate works and how you can set the absolute value inequality to set parameters around that. And that's what they do with a lot of things in manufacturing. Okay, so that's it. That's your homework. If you have any questions, ask the class, and that is it.